Throughout history, many women have been oppressed, so it isn't very shocking that mental health for women has been very misunderstood and ignored. Things like schizophrenia, depression, anxiety, and epilepsy went untreated and sometimes were thought to be a punishment of God. There is also a brief point in history where women with such mental illness were called witches and brutally killed. Other times, women were labeled witches simply because their husbands didn't want them. Eventually, mental health was understood to be something curable. Doctors started using orgasms to treat women. This started in the 1600s. So by the time Sigmund Freud and psychologists like him started this treatment, many women had already had to undergo doctor stimulation. But he was the first of few doctors to use vibrators. Luckily, education on mental health has come a long way, and there are now ways for all people to take care of their mental health. But that is not to say that mental health is understood or unstigmatized by society. So I talked to my friends about the word crazy, which is a modern-day word meaning mentally deranged, especially as manifested in a wild or aggressive manner, and is typically used to describe many women of today. So, what celebrities do you think of as crazy and why?
Male or female?
Doesn't matter.
Ooh, okay.
I think of Amanda Bynes because she had that little crazy outburst where she went crazy on Twitter. She was schizophrenic, wasn't she? And I don't know, you just hear a lot of things about Amanda Bynes going a little cuckoo.
Not anymore. She's completely disappeared. Miley Cyrus is one, which, to be honest, I kind of agree with. Maybe not crazy, but I think she could, I don't know, handle some things a little better and just, kind of calm down a little bit, tone down some of the stuff that she does. Obviously, she's very into, her feminist beliefs, which I think is totally cool, but some things I think just go way over the line, and I really wish that she would, think about some of the things that she does and try to be better about them.
Alright. Do you think this society uses the word crazy more for men or women?
Women.
Yeah.
Oh my god, go ahead.
Especially in, relationships, I've noticed, a lot of guys are like, dude, that chick is crazy, and, that kind of stuff. And it makes girls, afraid to react to anything that they're mildly upset about because they don't want to be called crazy or be given that tag.
I am the crazy ex-girlfriend to so many people. Yeah, definitely girls, just because it's a very, very big stigma against us to not be aggressive in anything from, our beliefs to how we act in a relationship, or after a relationship. And obviously it's more accepted for guys to be, stronger, more aggressive, etc. And when a girl finally, expresses that she wants some sort of independence, or the fact that she disagrees with something society's doing or something that, a man even says, it's kind of, people may not think that stigma exists, but it really, really does. As someone who's been called crazy, bitch, etc. so many times for just, aggressively defending myself, believe me, it's there.
Yeah. Do you think that's why Netflix and chill is a thing now? Because girls are sort of afraid to say, I want a commitment and I care about my body or my feelings? Is that why you think girls are told to chill and relax and do whatever the guy wants to do?
Well, Netflix and chill obviously has a sexual connotation to it. I think that's kind of different from, calm down, which I hate hearing. But, I don't know, I think there's a very... I don't know, I have two different feelings on the whole, Netflix and chill and, what dating has become, because it's a good and a bad. You could see it as a bad coming from a male perspective because it might just be something no strings attached, no commitment, something obviously leading towards sex, which could lead toward using, and that could be, that could hurt a lot of people and just be, bad for a lot of people in the relationship situation, whatever you want to call it. But at the same time, I feel like, when you're old enough, dating should be really, really independent and should be whatever you want it to be. And if you want a monogamous, committed relationship that involves, I don't know, waiting till marriage or only having one sexual partner, great. If you don't and you just want to Netflix and chill and not commit and do things no strings attached, that's great too. Just be smart and be safe and be nice.
I just think that Netflix and chill is a way to, like, obviously girls are called, like, sluts and that kind of stuff, and they're judged a lot if they make certain choices. So I think Netflix and chill is just a phrase invented to make them feel better about it, like, oh, maybe we won't have sex, or oh, maybe we won't do this, and then they can feel better about themselves and they won't be shamed for it.
There's an air of mystery.
Yeah.
In Netflix and chill.
I guess so. It's just a nice way of putting it without
saying, hey, come sleep with me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has anyone called you crazy before? Like in a bad way?
Well, I already answered this, so yes.
I mean, I'm sure people have called me crazy, not to my face, but I mean, there's always that fear of being called that because it's so stigmatized, and like no guy is gonna want to be with the crazy girl, so I don't know, it's always out there.
How did it make you feel, Ash, when they called you that?
It's weird for me because I have always been independent and outspoken, and I've just kind of become accustomed to being a crazy bitch. Well, not being one, but being called one. I've been called that name by so many different people, friends and otherwise, ever since, for as long as I can remember, for as long as, since when teenagers start swearing to express themselves. So sometimes I kind of own it in the sense that I'm independent, and I kind of try to take it as a compliment, especially when it comes from an ex-boyfriend or one of his friends, where it's like, I shouldn't really take it to heart because they're just saying it because we broke up and because we're not friends anymore and stuff like that. But sometimes it does get a little overwhelming, and I do feel really insecure about it, and I wish people wouldn't say it, but I don't know. It's just a fact of the profession of being an independent girl, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you call other girls crazy?
Yeah. I mean, not in the sense like in relationships or stuff, but just in general, like, I don't know, there's always that girl that's gonna be like mean to you, or she's gonna like do certain things that you don't agree with, and I know I shouldn't, but going to the word crazy is just like a second nature, I guess. Like, it's so instilled in our brain that you just go there.
Yeah, I always view crazy and normal as very not good terms when explaining someone, but, if it comes to someone who's genuinely hurt my feelings, especially over a long period of time, which I do have some girls in my life who've done that, yeah, crazy about, it's a very vague term that basically covers everything that I could possibly say about them.
Why do you think so many people use that word to describe other women?
It's simple.
Yeah. Just like what Ashley was just saying, it does cover a lot of the ground of why they're a bad person, or like what you don't agree with that they do. It's just a very generalized term, and it can mean a lot of different things. So it's easier.
Would you say that word creates a negative connotation on people struggling with mental health?
Yeah.
Yes.
Any thoughts on that?
Well, like, just going back to like Amanda Bynes or whatever, she's probably dealing with a lot because paparazzi always follow her, and she's schizophrenic, and people are calling her crazy, and it's probably not helping her case. There's just a lot of situations in which people are called crazy, and it kind of defeats the meaning, I guess.
Crazy as a term itself kind of goes into a form of like being a psychopath, and it kind of can give you the connotation of being violent even if someone is not, and that harms people battling mental illness a lot, because many of people who are mentally ill, even in like paranoid schizophrenia, are not violent, but they're viewed that way just because of these like relative terms that we use to describe people, you know, normal versus crazy, rather than this form of mental illness versus, you know, neurotypical, or something that would be much more descriptive and accurate. So,
Alright, that's it.
woo! We're at like 9.5 minutes. So.
Perfect.